Hi, my name is Murphy, and I am an instructional designer here at Brandman University, and I helped to design the course that you're taking right now, the online or blended certification course. I'm going to go through with you iDEAL, which has been adopted by Brandman as a way that we can approach and address the adult learner specifically. That being said, let's just jump right into it. iDEAL, what does it stand for? Instructional Design for Engaged Adult Learners. The quote that you can see on the screen really speaks about a core belief that we have at Brandman, and that is that there needs to be some joy in our learning. Part of that can be accomplished with the design of our courses, and some of that, much of that, is left up to you as an instructor to help really put the joy back in learning for our students. Let's talk about some of the ways that we hope that our courses have been developed to help you do that. So iDEAL boils down to a focus on the learner. So our courses should be really learning centered and rich with technology that hopefully enhances the experience for our students. And there really should be a synchronous and asynchronous opportunity in the course, whether it's blended or fully online. We're going to get to that a little bit later. But right now I want to jump into the reasons for these principles. And hopefully in the next few weeks with your instructor and your peers, you'll be focusing on how to create this kind of environment for your students. iDEAL and the adult learner. So these are the main ideas that iDEAL focuses on when working with adult learners, as you can see on this slide. And overall, our students want to apply knowledge that has a clear purpose for them. The trick is, with all of these different things, how do we accomplish that in our courses as instructors? iDEAL is ideal for the adult learner, and our design philosophy is hopefully serving the special issues, attributes, and needs of adult learners. But what are those? It's expected that in a course, the students are moving through a learning curve where the instructor is guiding the class from being dependent to really owning the information and making decisions about how to use the knowledge. This internalization must happen for them to transfer that knowledge to their quote unquote real world. In an ideal classroom, we really want to remember that our students bring with them experiences. We can use those experiences to enhance the learning for all of our students if we encourage them to incorporate what they know into our course, really helping them to hook what they're learning in the class to things that already exist in their brain. When they realize that they are building on old knowledge and that the course tasks are applicable to their real life, we hope that they're going to become motivated to learn and engage with the class. So this applicability will help your student understand the reasons for the learning and why it is important to reach their personal professional goals. So finally, we need to encourage, facilitate, require that our students engage in the social aspect of our class, those discussion boards, synchronous sessions, working with groups and pairs. We know from so much research that interaction with peers, with their instructor, with other experts in the field, is going to create a powerful learning environment where our students become internally motivated. I'm sure that most of you are familiar with Bloom's taxonomy, and this revised version is part of what we used when designing and revising our courses at Brandman. You should have the URL for this Prezi, so you'll be able to zoom in like this and look at the other descriptive words that help define the bigger words you can easily read. But for now, I want to talk about how we utilize Bloom's as instructors. This visual is a reminder of the results we hope to see from our students in our courses. We want our students to create, remember, evaluate, analyze, and understand, and we want them to accomplish all of these things throughout the course. Let me explain what that means, throughout the course. If you look at Bloom's in our blended courses, you can see that Bloom's taxonomy flows. It is not hierarchical in nature. Our students begin to understand how to use a skill when they're creating a project. The light bulb clicks on in a discussion board while they're analyzing a case study with their peers. The entire process of learning is hopefully constantly folding in on itself. Our distant collaboration connects to the self-preparation that connects to the face-to-face collaboration. If we look at the online model, it's much the same, except that we need to be more intentional about our synchronous time with our students. Our goal is to offer some kind of synchronous time in each session. Ideally, that time would be required time, and all of your students would attend. Have some kind of rich discussion on the course material, maybe do a presentation or lead a discussion. However, we're all new at this, and so we'd like it if you could at least hold office hours a couple of times in your course to give students exposure to Adobe and allow them to connect with you if they need to. I usually do office hours at the beginning of a week that has an assignment that may be confusing or might need a little bit more explanation. I'll then record the office hours and make the Q&A available to all my students. For some of you, hosting an Adobe Connect session may feel daunting, and we totally get that. Please don't hesitate to reach out to your instructor for information regarding training if you need it. So this is how Bloom's is often depicted, with the learner moving up from remembering to creating. You'll definitely see this visual in some of our literature. Please keep in mind that Bloom's is not hierarchical, that all of this is happening constantly throughout a course. In your readings for this week, much of what is emphasized is creating an engaging learning environment. One of the most important aspects of teaching in the online environment is the engagement that you have with your students. It's really important that we as instructors are very predictable, that we are a constant in that course, and that we set the expectations early for our students. All of the things we've talked about go into the learning environment that is created for our students, and that environment should facilitate a learner-centered course with you as a guide to help your students fully internalize the knowledge. I hope that the concepts presented here will serve as a jumping off point for discussion in the discussion boards and in your future synchronous sessions. Please feel free to reach out to your instructor if you have questions, and I am more than willing to discuss these concepts with you as well. Thank you so much, and it has been my pleasure to talk with you about iDEAL. Again, email me if you have any questions, and have a wonderful class.